Ever since, I'm really into the subject philosophy because it is a subject wherein we all can relate since it talks about the reality of life. Everything about philosophy can be applied in our lives. The knowledge you gain from ethics can be truthful and useful in living. All of the learnings I gained from the lessons and chapter readings made me understand deeper about the complexity of life. I've understood that studying ethics could be a great guide to do the greater good for myself and for others, for how I should live my life. Having to learn ethics will help me guide on how I live my life accordingly. It makes me realize that there are deeper understanding and meaning behind everything that occurs in our day-to-day lives. If not because of ethics, I wouldn't be able to appreciate the typical things that occurs in my life. May it be how my mind works, how I think, how I act, and what I feel. Since these certain things have been present with me ever since, it is already considered as the normals in living. But behind those, there are principles and there are detailed explanations as to how and why these certain things occur. We all revolve around the natural law of ethics, in which those specified topics and subtopics are actually included and can be found or summarized in the natural law. For example, our norms and standards. We have been doing such actions every day in ways that we satisfy the norms and standards in our society. But little did I know that there are sources and types of our norms and standards which I just learned in this subject. That these norms can also be reflected because of certain cultures and that they shape our behaviors. I just knew that cultures can create a big impact for an individual's growth and attitudes. But mostly, all throughout this subject, what impressed me the most and by far the most significant thing I learned is the details of how to become a moral individual. By learning those lessons, it gave me steps to follow on how I should become a moral person. This gave me a background of what morality is and what a person is capable of doing that adheres to morality. The lessons such as moral dilemma, which gave me a deeper understanding of what is the best decisions to be made when put in a situation wherein choices can be conflicting. We tend to form and hone ourselves to be able to develop a moral character. But how can we achieve this when we don't even know how to identify someone who has a moral character and don't know the classifications of a moral character? Thanks to our lessons, I can now further develop myself of having a moral character. I've also learned to give importance of my emotions. Every day, we feel emotions, and I am surprised that even emotions have a deeper meaning behind it through ethics. That emotions play a big role in our actions and in our lives. I should always pay attention to what I am feeling since there are actions that can result out of the emotions that I feel. And this made me understand that. There are days which I decide about something and act as a way out of the emotions that I feel, which before I haven't learned any explanations about this, but now it is understood. I am glad that I am able to learn how to be virtuous, courageous, and ethical human being through this subject, for me to be able to achieve the ultimate goal of living a moral character. All of these will help me achieve the greater good for myself and to others, as I will be able to apply all my learnings. Lastly, I am interested about the lesson of justice, which is our last lesson. I am hooked with the learnings about this since this relates to law, which I am planning to take after this 4-year course. Way back, what my mind has in it when we mention justice is just the laws and rules that should give rights to every individual. But now I've learned that there are different classifications of justice and how justice overall means. This made me realize that justice is overall trying to achieve the equality for everyone in the society. Everyone should be given equal freedom, opportunities, and goods. That therefore, in a just society, the liberties of equal citizenship are taken settled. That there is a balance in distribution of goods for everyone. Really, justice equals to fairness. In conclusion, everything that seems to be normal and usual in my or our daily lives is further explained through this subject. And that is how I am amazed how it gave me insights for the better understanding in living my life. Learning ethics indeed can be a stepping stone for a big change in the world, as each individual would have knowledge on how to live life righteously and identify evil and wrongful actions. Although real life situations, actions are more complex than it is to be followed according to the principles of those philosophers, and how ethical and right a person is and an action can be. It sums up that these given principles cannot be always applicable in the real world, since real life happenings are more painful, cruel, and confusing. But these principles can be a helpful guide towards a better life.